What if like I have trouble with my family's birthdays, dude? There are priorities here. There is a
Oh my
priority
God.
line.
Right. Or it's just like you think I could remember birthdays, but I can't even remember my close family's phone numbers off the top of my head.
Hello and welcome to the Krazecast, the podcast run by the fans for the fans that brings close to the action. My name is Roxy, and today I'm joined by my fellow host Jay.
Hello. To keep up with all our content, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at CrazeMeg, and YouTube The Craze. And if you are watching this on YouTube, before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch our next episode, and hit that bell for notifications for whenever we upload new videos.
The birthdays alone make me want to like pull my hair out. Like, you guys should see the calendar that we have to keep track of birthdays. And then people get mad at you if you miss one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, put the calendar together for me then, please. Because like every day there's like 5 people that have a birthday because the industry has expanded so much.
Right. Like there's not a day on that calendar where there's no birthdays. There's always at least one. And it's just like, how do you keep up with all of your favorites? See, hey, listen, I don't know everybody's birthdays. I lost track of all my favorites. The only ones who I can keep up with at this point are Jungkook and BTS right now. Don't get me like, I was just like, you asked me to name the Stray Kids birthdays. I don't know yet.
Look, honestly, I'm like Hongjung is like my second one under Yoongi, and I don't even know the day of his birthday. I know the month, but I don't know the day. And I should know because I just looked at the calendar, but I don't. I only know Yoongi's birthday, and that's it. Like,
oh, I only know ATEEZ's and Sunghwa's because not the day per se, but I only know their anniversary and Sunghwa's birthday because they're like in October. And it's just like spooky month. That's how you remember things like that. And you remember like Tae and Jin's are in December because Christmas, holiday, New Year's. So it's just like when you have other things to associate with that, that's a little bit easier. But at the same time, it's just like I have so many favorites. You would think people are gonna call me up. How dare you not know IU's birthday? I don't. I'm sorry. She's my ultimate bias.
What if like I have trouble with my family's birthdays, dude? There are priorities here. There is a priority line.
Right. Or it's just like you think I could remember birthdays, but I can't even remember my close family's phone numbers off the top of my head. It's just like I need to know these for emergency purposes, okay? But I don't. But yeah, it's just like it's hard. It's so hard. And then also when it comes to K-pop right now, it's just like I can't keep up with these comebacks anymore. It's just like really there's so many. There's
That's
so
the
many.
thing too. It's like the number of groups have tripled, I would say. Mm-hmm. Especially since we started. Mm-hmm. Like we started at a monthly magazine with like 3 reviews in it and maybe like one section of comebacks that had talked about like 6 or something.
Oh God, can you imagine if we still did monthly issues and like with the industry that we have now?
No, we would not survive. Like, you think you're burned out right now? We would
fizzle out faster.
Yeah, exactly. And I think people forget that, especially like you have your favorites, but just because it's your favorite doesn't mean it's everyone else's favorite.
Right.
So like it doesn't mean everyone's going to care about that. Mm-hmm. Right. I don't know. And it's so hard. It's so freaking hard to keep up. Like half the time it'll be a group that I see and I'm like, oh, I like that group, but then I just like don't listen to it.
Yeah.
Especially the full album.
Yeah.
Especially. I don't remember the last time. ATEEZ was the last time I listened to an entire album when it came out.
Mine was most recently Stray Kids and Blackpink. And these are groups that we know of. It's harder to get into these newer groups, these younger groups where like I can tell you I really like IVE's After Like, but I can't name any other song off that. Is it mini? I think it's a mini. See, I don't even know if it's a mini or full. So like it's so hard because it's just like these new groups, they're promising and they're talented. I mean, it was even hard for us. Like, look at us in our podcast. We used to do like the little highlights of these younger groups, but now we can't even keep up because there's so many. And like I want to give these groups a chance and I'll listen, or maybe we'll listen once, and then after it's like you kind of forget, like, oh yeah, I forgot that they're a group.
I do
Oh
think it's definitely just the root of the problem is too much content. And like, because like even with these groups, they have YouTube channels, they have TikToks, they have V lives where it's like every day there's something new, and it's like I don't even keep up with my YouTube subscriptions like that. I don't watch a person every single day, pretty much.
Yeah,
So it's like the way it expands, just like people need to like, we need to go back to a society where we can like go outside for like a day, and not do something.
I miss, like, going off the YouTube thing that you mentioned. It's just like I do watch like certain people, depending on what it, like Philly D. I watch his stuff every day just because it's like, okay, what's in the news? But like if I want to talk about other shows, like weekly shows, like I kind of miss when content used to be weekly rather than daily, because it gave you something to look forward to. And I kind of miss that. It's just like, oh, new episode of, you know, remember when we used to watch the episodes in chunks, And so it's like, of course, that would take time. And like, okay, well, only part 1 and 2 is up. I gotta wait. Let me do something else while I wait for 3, 4, 5, and 6 to come out. And that would be like through a span of a week. But now with the social media culture that we're in, it's just feeding it almost every day. There's so many things that like pump the brakes a little bit, because not only if we're burnt out, what about them? What about the people who are pushing out all this content? And I just don't even want to say it's K-pop. It's the actors, it's the YouTubers, it's the TikTokers. It's all these content creators, and including us journalists. How do you think we're feeling that there's so many things out there that we don't get to catch a break, and the only breaks we have are the holidays?
The constant push of content, I think, has stopped making anything fun.
Yeah.
Like everything is not fun. And that's part of what I think as a society we're all burning out, because we're not having fun anymore.
Yeah.
And I think about this too, because like I was reminiscing on this topic in a sense. And like I've always liked things that were not popular at some point, right? Like when we were in high school, if you liked anime, people made fun of you. Now anime is gigantic. I remember YouTube in like the late 2000s, when it was like a brand new platform and people were just posting dumb little videos or just like random vlogs. And now it's like a billionaire superpower sort of media platform where you have to cater what you do in order to make money off of it, which then makes the entire operation less authentic in general. So like when these things become huge, they sort of lose their organic joy that comes with it. To me, I felt that way about YouTube. The YouTubers now like make me angry. Like the ones that are super popular, like the internet kids that do it. I'll watch some of the people like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. Those are fun ones. But like an example I'm thinking of is like Logan Paul became like a fucking gigantic YouTuber, and he's the worst. Like
and now he's a huge, like he's doing these boxing events and all of that.
Yeah. And then like anime was fun, even when people made fun of you for it, because it was just like a smaller community that was enjoyable. And now everyone hates you for your anime opinions, and there's like fucking weird people en masse that like gatekeep shit. Like I feel like K-pop is going through that as it gets popular in the West, which also for me contributes to certain burnout, because I hate seeing these media companies cater toward the Western audience. Because to me, then it loses authenticity of like what you were doing and how great that was, because it was what it was, not because you were trying to make people in America like you. So the more there's push toward the English market too, the less passion I have about it, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like the reason BTS was so successful is because their music had a message that resonated with people. very, very deeply.
Mm-hmm.
So when they started doing Dynamite, Butter, Permission to Dance, a lot of us were like, I don't like this and I don't like this direction.
Yeah. It's not what you're used to. Like, this was a different type of different that you're like, whoa, wait, hold on.
It was not authentic. It felt very manufactured, if you will, for the purpose of popularity in the West. And it's just like, I just feel like the music loses its meaning when making money's involved, which then goes to like a whole other spiral of nihilism in society and shit like that, which also causes burnout, because in my brain does the thing where you start and it goes till the big thing where it's like, I'm a fucking molecule on a nail of a being gigantic and my life doesn't matter kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want that in the stuff that makes me happy. So when I see it in the stuff that makes me happy, that's where there's an issue. And that's kind of where I feel like I have an issue with K-pop today, is that like groups debut and they immediately have an English single to like push with it. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.